Princess Mako and her fiance are about to start a new marriage life at New York City, and they flew to New York yesterday from Japan. And this is one of the hottest news in Japan among the people who don't feel really good about this news. I feel really sorry about the thing because they come under fire all the time. So they come under fire all the time from mass communication and people who don't feel really good about that thing. And the problem is most of the people who criticize them drag the problem of her fiance's mother's death, and they also even suspicious that the Japanese government and royal family are likely to give them tremendous financial support prior to spending new marriage life in New York. So most of the people feel really unfair about this thing. But the Princess Mako and K and royal family didn't disclose information in public about whether the royal family gives us tremendous financial support prior to spending a new marriage life in New York City or not. So Japanese citizens always care about this thing. So most of the comment section are occupied by the majority of opinions that Princess Mako are supported by royal family of the Japanese government with tremendous amount of tax or tremendous amount of financial support by tax. And even though she was removed from royal family to become ordinary woman, and she hasn't yet been independent from royal family, and she always take advantage of her position to make a living. Even she tries to live overseas. So these issues are probably the Japanese people criticize about. So probably there are so many groundless rumors running rampant around our society and around our society, but the most of the Japanese people realize the contradictory information because the K, who is a fiance of Mako, failed the examination of lawyer this year, and if he failed examination, his salary income was not even earnable as he will become the lawyer in New York City. But they just decide to live in New York City, and they probably understand the market price of rent in New York City. But probably impossible for for K to live in New York City in the even in the situation where he worked in law firm, but he is not lawyer because he failed the examination. So probably the total amount of salary income will not be enough for him to live in the center of New York City. But they try to start a new marriage life in the center of New York City. So it is so the people in Japan really suspicious, have really suspicious where the money is, where the where the shortcoming is covered by. Yeah.